You are listening to the Foamy Heads Podcast, where we discuss craft beer and anything else that accompanies a glass.
So happy early New Year's from the Foamy Heads.
Yes.
Mitch and Rich are here drinking beers again after our tour through Atlanta. You've heard our other episodes, I hope. If you haven't, go back and listen. We were able to spend some awesome time at amazing places with great people.
Killer time.
Yes. And one of those people we met was Real
The
Ale. The Real Ale Sharpton.
Ale Sharpton.
Now, I'm really bad with personalities, like famous people, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm bad at trivia. And before we started recording this, Richard brought up a good point. It was our friend, Stout, Steve West, connected us with Ale Sharpton, and he was telling us his name. Richard got it immediately what the play was with the name, and I was just like, I know that's a big name, but I don't know who that is.
It took a minute, but you got there.
I had to Google it. I had to what's that? It was like walking away, kind of embarrassingly, trying to figure out what the whole joke was about. But it's a great name, and he's the only one with this separate persona kind of thing to pull in the craft beer world, as far as I am aware.
I mean, he's a whole unit in general. He's just everything that he does is based around, can I make the Atlanta beer scene better?
Yes.
From his persona of the Ale Sharpton to just showing up at breweries. I mean, when we went and talked with him when we were at Inner Voice, not too long ago, and then the way the presence he had when he just walked in, and just the people that he knew and the people that knew him, it's just has this persona about him, and then when he had talked to us and when we had heard about his Stout, his collaboration that he did with New Belgium, it's just that's another level. It's just another layer on to peel back on Ale Sharpton, and he's an awesome individual, number one, a great personality, number two, but he's just very hospitable all around, and today is going to kind of be like the look back and the tributes to him, and not necessarily just all his beer and what he's done, but when he came through and he's here, I've got all this for you guys. We're like, whoa.
Yeah, he loaded us up with some beers. It was super hospitable of him. A great welcome to Atlanta for the craft beers that are there. He gave us a nice variety pack, and just to give a little spiel about him, I found a little brief of what he's been up to on The Beer Connoisseur. And Ale Sharpton is a world-renowned beer authority, award-winning journalist, blogger, alesharpton.com, photographer, event planner, show host, and gourmand. He is also co-founder of the creative agency Always Open. So, you should follow him on Twitter and Instagram. And Ale Sharpton on Twitter, Real Ale Sharpton on Instagram.
Real Ale Sharpton
that's how
on Instagram.
That's how I learned about his name after Steve was Instagram.
Yep.
Real Ale Sharpton. And man, he's awesome. Yeah, when he told us to go to Inner Voice, we had already been there the whole weekend.
Yeah. And
this was the last day before we drove back, and hadn't even saw Inner Voice anywhere on a map.
Nope.
So he knows all the happenings in the craft beer world. He's plugged in.
And it's funny, we do that every time we go to Atlanta. You know, it's this is our third trip. Was this our third trip to Atlanta?
It is.
Yeah, I believe it was. So the first time we had our plans mapped out, we were going to go here. I think the biggest one that we had planned on going to at the time, other than Monday night, that was kind of the very first time we went, but also wanted to go to New Realm, all those places. But every single time we talk to the beer scene in Atlanta, it's like, where do we go? Where do we want to go? The first time was Torched Hop.
Yeah.
And that was the one that wasn't on our map, nowhere on the list that we wanted to go to, and it ended up being the star of the show.
Definitely.
and it happens whenever we go to Atlanta. It's like, oh, have you guys heard about this place? You need to go there. And Inner Voice was that last minute trip that we went, and I only got to drink one of their beers, and you had a different ones, but man, was it solid.
It was fantastic. Yeah, I wish we could have stayed a little longer there, but we were bouncing because we had another recording after Ale, and he came through for us really, really, last minute call. I appreciate it, and I had to ask some ladies to move while there because apparently if you go to Inner Voice and it's a Sunday morning, there's a line out the door for pastries
busy.
or biscuits or something from a bakery. Or
they had a bakery section off to the left of it when you walked in.
Yeah, and I didn't really focus much on it, but I was scooting around with my big ass bags, past all these bodies and stuff, and I could not find a place with 2 outlets, and the only place I found that would be suitable for 3 dudes, of our size. It's like, hey guys, can you move to this one right over here? I got to plug in for my laptop. We're going to do a recording. And they were super, yeah, totally. So, and then they of course asked us what we were all about and everything once I was getting set up, and you showed up and Ale walked over. But man, seeing him walk in, it was like, he's an all-star. Everybody knows him, shaking hands, and just there were several different brewers there too that he introduced us to in the neighborhood.
Quite a few of them, and he introduced us. Hey, I want you guys to come meet these people.
Yeah,
that was fun.
I didn't have enough stickers to pass around that day, so next time we'll have a little more swag to just kind of show up with. But his magnet's pretty cool, and if you go to the alesharpton.blogspot.com, you'll see his it's not logo, but it's his picture with the green kind of like shield, and it's very nice.
Yeah.
He's got all sorts of stuff going on, man.
He's got a nice dress attire to him too. He's just kind of got this kind of downtown laid back feel, snappy and sharp, but at the same time just kind of laid back.
Yeah. And we're going to be talking a lot about him on this episode because this is all the beer that he gave us. This is what we're going to be talking about. It's all Atlanta beer. And I think we forgot one, though.
Did we?
Yeah, I think so. Go ahead. Do you have the piano keys pulled up?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit about that from the Ale Sharpton blog spot, because if you haven't listened to the recording with Ale, he goes more in depth about that whole endeavor, and I highly recommend going back and listening to that after this. But here's a quick overview. I'm going to check something real quick.
Okay, yeah. On this, the first one we're jumping into today, Mitch, as you kind of mentioned, is we're going to go through all of the a lot of the beers that we picked up from Atlanta or that were given to us, but the Atlanta breweries, and there's so many more. But the Piano Keys was the first one that we're starting out with today. That is the New Belgium and Ale Sharpton collaboration. And even just listening to, the episode a couple times back when Ale's referring and talking about how he collabed with New Belgium and what he wanted to do and the message that he wanted to put across was super cool about collaboration and everybody being together and how he wanted to spread the love of the proceeds that go from this beer, back to everybody. And just looking at his blogspot, his alesharpton.blogspot.com, talks about the Piano Keys chocolate and vanilla Imperial Stout, 10%. I can't do it better. I'll just read straight from his website. So he mentioned, he goes, sure, shameless plug, but because it's his beer. But one taste of the silky smooth collaboration he did with the giant brewing company New Belgium will make any lover of especially dark chocolate and vanilla an instant fan. Brewed at a potent 10%, coming in a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans, every purchase supports fair trade workers in Uganda and gives a percentage of the proceeds to progressive organizations. So far, purchases have benefited youth organizations, aspiring chefs, black farmers, and community gardens in especially the Atlanta area via the Brew Gather Fund. He mentioned that as well. He talked about that. Trust, Piano Keys is the truth in taste and addressing community initiatives. We say Piano Keys is an ongoing collaboration with New Belgium Brewing Company and craft beer ambassador Ale Sharpton that features rich and roasted specialty malts married with Atlanta's own Jacatal cocoa nibs and Ugandan vanilla beans. Decadent aromas of fig and dark chocolate are balanced by the soft, sweet flavor of vanilla for an imperial stout that rewards in more ways than one. This thing sounds amazing.
Yeah, that was a really good write-up.
Yes.
So I did look into it, and the one thing I'll mention, but we'll have to review later, is the Drift cocktail that he sent home for us.
Yes.
I have it in my fridge right now.
Yep, me too, actually.
Because he gave us 2 of those so that we could both enjoy it. And we were saving it for something like this, but we brought the beers and left the Drift.
It'll be another episode.
It will be. We'll be talking about ale again here soon. So, but honorable mention Drift.
Yes. Shout out to Drift.
Let's get this piano keys.
Yeah,
man.
open it up.
There's your glass. So we're just pouring into like whiskey glasses today. I'm at a new office for our recordings, and we'll see how long this location lasts. Yeah. But so we're limited on glassware. So I brought some from home.
It's still glass.
That's true.
It beats drinking beer out of solo cups, paper cups, plastic cups.
Yes. Very nice. This is a great color to it, a good foamy head. It's a caramel foamy head.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll take that one?
Yeah, go for it. Okay.
I'm just giving it a sniff.
It smells good. I can smell it from here.
Yeah.
10%. That's pretty stout.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So about the label on the can, it's got piano keys. You know, who would have guessed? The name like piano keys. And it's got this kind of like a Sopranos font, right?
Yeah.
And it's got that in the A of the piano, a tulip glass. It's very smooth, very cool.
The attention to detail in this thing.
Yeah, and I especially like his logo on the side where it's got ale and the tulip glass.
Yeah,
so he's a designer for sure.
Just notice this on the back of the can. Hey, you. Okay, so you can actually take the label off of it. So where a lot of companies are putting, they're heat sinking them on, or they're very hard to get off. This one actually has a note that says, "Hey, you, rip this label off before recycling, or otherwise it won't get recycled, and that ain't cool."
And it's not cool. And this is something beer consumers aren't aware of. At least I'm not. I wasn't aware of that. This was a problem. So when Ale was talking about it, it brought it to light. Yeah. And now I know, and I'm gonna do better.
And there's an aluminum beer can shortage apparently.
Oh, I did not know that either.
Yeah. There's many articles going around right now about the prices of craft beer going up because it's going to be the case. And we already pay quite a pretty penny for that stuff. But you do it to support the breweries.
You do.
So it is what it is.
Man. Well, I guess let's get into it. The head has kind of settled here, but it had a good retention. Oh, vanilla.
It smells great.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's
super
silky.
smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn, Ale. This is great.
Vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Dark chocolate. Little bit of it's not. I like that it's not overly sweet.
Yes.
I was expecting, when you get a 10% stout, and it doesn't drink heavy like 10% either. I expected it to be a little bit more thick, a little bit thicker for a 10%. It doesn't drink like that, but I was totally expecting it to be really, really sweet with the Ugandan vanilla and the chocolate, the dark chocolate. I guess the dark chocolate kind of balances it out, but man, easy to drink.
Super easy.
And really smooth. Creamy, yeah, I agree.
I would not have guessed 10% on this at all.
This sits around an 8 for me, an 8%.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Maybe 9%, but man. So looking at New Belgium actually has a page dedicated to piano keys, Imperial Stout, decadent aromas of fig and dark chocolate, balanced by the soft, sweet flavor of vanilla for an Imperial Stout that rewards in more ways than one. 10% ABV, ale yeast, nugget hops.
Nugget hops.
5 malts put into this one. Maris Otter, Munich, roasted barley, chocolate malt, caramel malt, and flaked oats. Okay, so 6 of them.
Oh, is nugget hops just like pellet hops, or let's see? Nope. Nugget hops, high alpha bittering hop for craft styles.
Yep.
All right, 1970 is when that was bred.
Mostly not used historically for flavoring, or for aroma. Mainly used, bittering hops, higher on the alpha acid scale, higher AAUs, I guess, alpha acid unit. They're more for bittering a beer than they are for smelling or for aroma.
Interesting.
Because you get a little bit of that bite in this beer, right? But it's not hoppy. It's not that like IPA taste, but you definitely get that bitterness to it when you take a sip. And obviously you can't call it beer unless you have hops in it to begin with. It's just a requirement. It's tasty.
I wonder if they came from Yakima as well.
What doesn't these days?
I know, right? Just every time I look up hops.
Yakima Valley,
God. But yeah, this
didn't disappoint, man.
No, it doesn't. Everything was thought through with this beer, from label all the way to the beer.
Yes. I wonder what Untapped has to say about that, since that seems to be the fun subject.
Everyone hates Untapped, but users love it.
Yeah. So I have something to say about that.
Okay.
It's a love-hate relationship. Everybody we talk to, and even listening to Peter Kiley on the Monday night episode where we brought that up, and I mentioned, I was like, I love when we get to this point, and every single time we talk about Untapped. And, and Peter had something to say about it, and it was very funny and interesting. But at the same time, he came back and says, he likes Untapped as well. They've got those. You get a lot of feedback, whether it be negative or positive, but you get a lot of positive feedback that you wouldn't think about otherwise, and that's kind of where he sees Untapped playing. So I tend to agree. I'm one of those guys that says, hey, this beer is actually pretty good, and then I'll rate it a solid 3 or 3.5. But to me, that's good. That means I would definitely drink it again. But if you're a brewer and somebody's rating your beer a 3, then you could take that as a fail, right? 60% is not good at all. So I can definitely see how that would be good and bad for brewers. But as a guy that uses Untapped religiously to not only rate beers, but also to keep track of what I've had, I think it's something that it's a necessity for me. And looking at Untapped's website for Piano Key Stout, this thing's getting a solid 4, like straight out of it, which not a lot of craft beers have.
Right.
And to be able to get something that high is pretty remarkable, even on Untapped. Because as much as there are the people that check in Bud Light, Miller Lite, and like, oh, this is a great beer, and give it a 3 or 5 or whatever, there are those beer snobs on there like you, me, and DJ that are pretty a little bit more reserved with our ratings. So not often does something get a 4.
True. 4 is kind of like my safe zone now, because out of respect to brewers, 4 is always good on a 4 out of 5 scale, bottle caps or whatever Untapped uses. But it's a shame whenever you rate something, like a 3 or lower sometimes, when they've put that much effort into it. It may just not be your thing. It's a weird, opinionated minefield. So brewers, I hope, don't take to heart too much what's on Untapped, but I know some do, because they work their asses off for the beers on tap. So
I'll try. I agree.
That's just my new thing I'm doing now, because 4 is like what I'm going to give most things now that I enjoy. But if I know a style well enough, my ratings will definitely sway.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. But things like sours and stuff, I really don't know, so I'll probably just not leave a rating on stuff that's way out of my wheelhouse. Right. But still check it in, just not leave a rating.
And not rating it's fine, because that doesn't affect it doesn't bring down the average.
Exactly.
They even mentioned it on their blog site that not rating a beer is better than drinking a beer, not knowing the style, and saying, oh, this is too bitter and it's an IPA, then you rate it 0.25 stars.
Right.
It hurts the rating.
I feel like that is soon to be my new thing to do instead of just like throwing 4s and 4.2 5s, 4.5s out there. It's just not doing a rating.
Huh.
Because, I mean, I still want to check in beers, and if I like it or I'm curious enough about it, I'm going to make sure I can find it near me.
Yeah.
That was the whole function and use that I have on tap for anyway, was finding what I want around me. So, I think that's the secret recipe for a lot of users to adapt to, is just not rating beers if you don't like them. But of course, you know, you've got your Bud Light people out there, and who doesn't like a refreshing, crisp Bud Light?
I want to see what Bud Light's rated on Untapped anyway.
It's probably too high. Way too high. Not to like, I'm just not into
we're not about that. We're not going to sit there and mock. Otherwise, we'll save that for like the gas station beer episode or the cheap beer episode, when we give the heads up that we're probably about to trash some at this point. But I'll just say 2.3.
Oh, okay.
Is the average rating on Bud Light. Higher than I was expecting, but
same,
I don't know if I'm surprised or not.
Yeah, you know, it could be lower, but we all do our part.
Back to the piano key stout.
Mm-hmm. I'm fucking jamming to it.
Yeah,
man. This thing is.
The vanilla comes through as it gets warmer.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it. Decadent aromas of fig and dark chocolate. I don't know what fig tastes like.
Have you ever had a fig Newton?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard profile to explain.
Okay.
But it's definitely, I could see that.
Kind of like fruity, like dry fruity.
That's about the closest to profile you can get without
That's
knowing
what
fig.
I pick up on some of a little bit.
Yeah.
That and the vanillas. The vanilla and the dark chocolate play a nice dance. They're one doesn't overpower the other. They both play together really nicely.
They really do. They knocked it out of the park with this.
Good job, Ale.
I'm already cruising too.
Yeah.
I didn't eat before this, so
And you jumped right into a 10% stout.
yes.
Good thing we're splitting beers today.
yeah.
This is it's weird to start out with this high of a caliber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the bar is set high at this point, because we've got quite a few other beers that we're jumping into today that I imagine will probably go faster than this one, just because they're Pilsners or IPAs, but they're lighter than this, right? And and you don't jam, you don't want to sit there and just embellish those other beers as much as you do this one. But the reasoning for starting this with this beer, do you want to kind of lead as to why we're starting with this one? Because normally this would be a finisher.
Yes.
But if we're going to be tainting our palates with so much beer today, and then tell us why.
Well, I mean, this has Ale's name on it, and this was what I was hyped to have from the stash he gave us of local Atlanta beer. And this is New Belgium, but with his name on it, I wanted to start off with a high note. And I don't think I steered us wrong.
No, not
this
at
is
all.
Amazing. Our palates are untainted by any other hops or other kind of like palate wreckers. So, also starting high on the ABV, maybe I'll just keep cruising on these other ones, but we'll see. I forget what styles and ABVs we've got in store.
There's something around there. I know we've got a Pilsner in there.
Okay.
Some IPAs.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other stouts.
Okay.
I think this might be the only one.
Cool. So, I mean, what a knockout. I'll probably be talking about this one for a while. And I really wonder how far distribution went for this one.
Don't know.
Because, when we were in Atlanta, we were right there where we could buy cans. But unfortunately, Atlanta being Atlanta, much like our own town of Nashville in Tennessee, they put a limit on when you can purchase the damn things on Sunday.
Yep.
God doesn't want you buying any alcohol until the afternoon.
That's right. In Tennessee.
Well,
in San Diego, he doesn't want you drinking before 4 a.m.
Oh, right.
But anytime after that, it's fine.
Yeah.
But in Tennessee, nothing before noon.
And Atlanta, it's 12:30.
12:30.
Crazy.
The Bible Belt, man.
It is.
That's what it is.
The belt buckle and the zipper is where we've been here for the limit on beer.
Why do I feel like I'm in the zipper more than the belt buckle right now?
Yeah. But man, I'm really getting sad as my glass gets lower and lower.
Where does this sit with you? Is this I obviously wouldn't start at the very low end of the totem pole. Is this enjoyed but don't need to have again? Is this definitely would have again, or is this something that you would seek out religiously?
Seek out.
Yeah.
This is so Imperial Stout. I like those, but they're not like my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it's loaded with exactly the formula that is needed for a chocolate and vanilla style Imperial Stout. It's got flavors, character, body to it. It's got all sorts of things happening. It's a almost perfect Imperial Stout, in my opinion.
Yep. I agree. I can't say anything else. It's well done ale. We were really excited when we got this can handed to us from him because, as you said, we were hanging out at a bottle shop prior to the time when we were allowed to buy cans to go. We could buy draft if we wanted to and drink it there. Couldn't buy cans to take back with us, and they didn't have it on draft anymore, but they only had cans. And as much as I would have been willing to stay for an hour and a half just to buy this and take it back with me. But time didn't allow because we had to go meet up with Ale, and we had some other things to do on our last day on our trip to Atlanta there. So when he came through with the whole list of beers that we're going to be running through today, plus piano keys, I was excited.
I felt so bad when we were meeting up with him, couldn't have or buy any cans with his name on it. I felt bad. So he really hooked us up with this.
My glass is done.
Mine's about to be. I'm going to go ahead and grab the next beer while I finish this one. What would you rate this on Untapped?
Oh, well, if I were to have this, this does not go anywhere below a 4 for me. I'm struggling with 4.5 to 4.75. This is, for me, I love stouts that are not over the top. I like stouts that I can drink a whole can of and not just be completely wasted. I love stouts that aren't overly sweet, and I love stouts that are really drinkable. And that's just every single one of those check boxes are hit with me. So I'm kind of struggling. I want to go. I think I'm going to go 4.75 just because this is one of those beers that it's just shy of what I would consider to be my perfect stout. The Ugandan vanilla is perfect. The dark chocolate dances well with it. It's just everything plays well together. You know, would I consider it to be a perfect beer? I don't mean to throw shade by any means, but I don't know if there is a perfect beer out there because you can always want to find something better. This definitely gets as high up there as can possibly be. So I think I'm going to go with a 4.75.
That was exactly what I was thinking for rating it, man. Yes. That knocked it out of the park.
Yes.
So I looked at our selection.
Yeah.
So from what Ale gave us here, we got 3 Pilsners, a German, Italian, and a Ure, which I couldn't. It's a Japanese-style Pilsner. So
it looked like a Japanese-style beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're good with it, we'll swap over to Creature Comforts.
Okay.
This is where I wanted to go on our venture, but it was just a little bit too far out for us to comfortably get there.
Right.
The way our Saturday turned out, we probably could have made it, but you just never know.
It is what it is.
Yes. So pick your glass.
You weren't. Ooh.
You got Torched Hop and Inner Voice. This is a Atlanta episode after all.
I kind of want to go with the Torched Hop. Just because I like, you got a Torched Hop shirt for my son, and he wore that religiously as he could. No disrespect to Inner Voice, I love those guys. I love the glassware. I like the big chunky like fluffy letterings around just a big mouth glass.
Yes.
Torched Hop just has a special place in my heart, just because you got the shirt for him, and what we had from them is just killer. So
they were the first shop that we were just told you got to go to when we went on a trip focused on craft beer in the local scene.
Yes.
So Torch Shop still has that special place in my heart too, and their food definitely went up a level since we've been there.
Oh my gosh. We had brunch that day.
We did.
Had a buffalo chicken biscuit. The biscuit was as big as my beard was. It was ridiculous.
It's very Southern biscuit.
Yes.
Maybe extra Southern biscuit. But yeah, dude, that was a good time. It was weird when we were there too. We realized we'd never actually walked around the place.
Oh yeah.
We always just went to the bar.
And we had been there twice.
Yeah.
Prior to that.
Yeah. It was kind of weird, so we took the opportunity to kind of explore our own tour around their facility. So it was pretty fancy. Then apparently they have this little ball pit area. Well, not a kid ball pit. It's like a ball game that I don't know what it is. It's not.
It almost.
You roll the
shuffled-
ball.
It,
right?
it was almost like a cross between shuffleboard and like bocce ball.
Yeah, bocce ball.
Was
maybe.
was it actually bocce ball?
It sounds right, but
It might have been.
yeah,
I don't remember.
It was a ball game, but you could bring friends and
Yeah.
play there. They've also got Smash Brothers, Mario Kart.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had an N64 hooked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's more my jam. But you know, the brewery was pretty cool. It still sits out there, and they've got something in the back. And we kept talking about how, man, you guys put out a lot of beer for such a small facility,
They
but
do.
never got a clear answer as to, you know, how.
Like, do they have something else off site?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, because I don't think that they I didn't see any of their beer at any of the shops that we went to. Like, there was nothing at the bottle shop we were at. Any of the restaurants you go to, I didn't see any Torched Hop on tap. Doesn't mean that there is or isn't. But just being in general, all of the different beers that they have there on tap, and they're all different. The 3 times we've been there, they've been all completely different. And so it makes you wonder how in the world they're able to get that much beer out of just that production facility that they have inside the restaurant.
Yeah, man. And I'm already missing Atlanta. This is 2 or 3 weeks after, and
It's been a while.
work took over, and I haven't drank in a while. So yeah, I'm missing it, man. I'm missing it. Let's get into this Creature Comforts.
Yeah.
It had a big foamy head.
Yeah, and we're in Pilsner territory too. So this is your style.
Yeah, dude.
And it's a collab brewing, Resident Culture. Creature Comforts and Resident Culture, Piedmont Pals,
Piedmont Pals.
Italian Pilsner.
Piedmont Pals.
Piedmont Pals.
Let's see here. So it's a 5.1 ABV. I'm not familiar with Resident Culture.
They're in North Carolina,
Oh.
Charlotte. So I mean,
Oh.
like, they're not too far from us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Keep
Creature
cool.
Comforts, Creature Comfort at Athens. So yeah, that was a brewery you mentioned was a little too far out of the way, but would have been dope to go to. But probably should be on our list next time we go.
For sure.
You know, Atlanta's got a bunch of cool shit there, but there's apparently a bunch of stuff on the outskirts that we need to go visit too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Creature Comforts, definitely next time.
Yep.
Gonna come see it. And let's see here.
Did you say the ABV on it?
Yeah, it's a 5.1.
5.1. Okay. ABV Italian style Pilsner brewed in collaboration with friends Resident Culture based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Wow, this actually has a pretty decent rating on Untapped.
Yeah, it's got a nice floral nose to it. Italian Pilsner, you know. Out of German and Italian styles, I prefer the Italian one.
Okay.
It's got more of a floral kind of nose to it.
Yeah.
So I like being able to, like, I'm trying to instill what Peter told us.
Yes.
You know? Looks inviting, smells good, all those kind of things where all the aesthetics need to work with it.
Look, smell, and palate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the head has dissipated on mine enough to where I want to dig in.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
That's smooth. Ooh, there's something on the end there.
Mm-hmm. A little bite.
Yeah.
It's a lift.
Yeah, floral and something, some taste on. Yeah, so there's a bite that kind of stays with you, that creeps in right at the end. But there is like this. There's a taste also.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is.
I'm trying to piece it together here. This is a good pick, Ale. This is awesome.
Yeah. So I'm actually on Creature Comfort's website right now, and I'm looking at the beer, and this is their description. Released in August of this year.
Oh, okay.
So only within the last few months. Piedmont Pals, an Italian Pilsner brewed in collaboration with our friends Resident Culture based in Charlotte, North Carolina. We got that from the Untapped website already. The collaborative brew is made with Wireman Pilsner malt and features... Oh, shit. There's like 4 words in a row that I don't know. Hallertau, Mittelfrüh, and Hallertau Blanc hops.
Yeah, those are traditional.
Okay. All right.
I hope I'm using that word right. Anyway.
Grassy, floral, light citrus, melon, and cracker notes. Piedmont Pals is crisp and refreshing with a medium bitterness and hop presence.
Huh. I mean...
AKA good as fuck.
Yes. It's
crispy.
Yeah. Now, Pilsners are what I would consider my lawnmower beers.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same with a lot of other people, but,
nope.
The Pilsners are right there, man.
I agree.
And they've got that extra flavor, especially the Italian ones. We've got a German one here we're going to jump into, and we'll definitely be able to tell the difference. But I'm assuming. I haven't had this one from Bissell Brothers, but this is another group of people we need to visit. But we'll be getting into them here in a minute. I was looking to see if they put their location on here.
Bissell Brothers?
Yeah.
See, that I hate that I don't know much about these guys.
Hey, it's good, though.
I get it. It's the experience, but not knowing going into something is very much outside my comfort zone.
Me too, but that's why we do this.
Yeah.
I'm open to being wrong, so that's why I'm kind of like... I just kind of go in blind because it's a discovery. This discovery is kind of the fun part.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not worried about it.
That's what this is. That's what this episode is, though. This is a bunch of beer that we know nothing about from a city that we do not live in.
Yep.
Or I should say, from somebody in a city that we do not live in, because not all these guys are Atlanta. Like Bissell Brothers is Portland, Maine.
Yes.
So it's not all Atlanta breweries, but at the same time, we know nothing about this stuff. So this is a good, we'll call it a discovery phase.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, while we're on the subject of creature comforts, drinking through the subject, I should say.
Yes.
Just looking at their can, I'm looking at their label, and it looks like Atlanta just has a stronger initiative than Tennessee when it comes to peel and discard before recycling on their labels.
Yes.
They even mention it.
Peel and discard before recycling.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's becoming a thing. I haven't done my due diligence and checked the cans before I do something like that. I wonder if that's becoming a thing here too in Nashville.
I kind of hope so because I hope so because if what they say about the recycling thing's true, it's kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be best, to do our part.
Yes.
And Piano Keys, circling back to that, has that super clever label peeler.
Yep.
That thing is awesome.
It even says to get rid of that, and they give you the little pull tab where you can just swipe it off before you recycle it. Otherwise, they're not going to. Otherwise, they won't let it go in.
Right.
Huh.
Just crazy to think about, like all this time and just now.
Yeah.
We're getting to this.
How many cans have we been through?
I know, right?
Too fucking many.
I mean, we've been throwing them back. If you try to pull the data on
Look
all
at us
that's
doing
bad.
good for the world. We're recycling cans and everything, and the guys are like, "Nope, you're not doing that. It's going straight into the trash can."
Now it hurts knowing that. It just kind of you did your part, but not really.
No, I only did half my part.
Right.
I drank the beer, but I didn't put it back into the earth.
Right. But
sorry, Earth.
The can art has like a field with a lovely sunset and meadow with a pink, globulous hands.
Super popping with colors.
Yeah, it's pretty. And then it's very standard, like corporate art at the last quarter of the can.
Yeah.
Just to get the information to you. But man,
crushable.
This thing's awesome.
Yeah, lawnmower beer for sure. I agree. I've never that would be the word I would describe for something like this. I could drink this on a really hot day. It's weird because right now it's not cold. You would expect it to be cold, but it's not. But it still tastes good.
Yeah.
We're inside, so it still tastes good.
Yeah. Today is another. Well, now it's 59 degrees, but it was 61 a couple days ago. It was 76.
Ridiculous.
It's December.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to get into the new year and everything.
Yeah.
Get past this year, just like the year previous. It's all just so shitty. But
Hopefully 2022 is better.
yeah. Last thoughts on Creature Comforts.
I like it. I typically don't go for Pilsners. This would probably help change my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely am used to more of the hoppy Pilsners style. Shout out to Smith & Lentz, Southern Grist.
Yes.
Hoppy crisp.
Those dry hop Pilsners.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just being able to take an already good, easy drinkable beer and then put that Nashville spin on it, is kind of more my speed for Pilsners. That being said, this beer doesn't disappoint in the least. It's super easy to drink if it's hot outside. I don't know if I would go for a stout or go for something high gravity. I could see myself drinking this. It's not over the top hoppy, but at the same time, it lets its presence known that it's got some hops to it. But overall, just an easy drinking beer. I would definitely have this beer again.
Yeah, I would seek it out. I would seek Creature Comforts out.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely after having this, because I can't remember what all I've had. I think what I've had, this would count as another collaboration, but I guess it's Creature Comforts with Resident Culture.
Mm-hmm.
I've typically had beers here in Nashville that are more Nashville-based breweries collaborating with Creature Comforts.
Yes.
So I haven't really explored a deep understanding of Creature Comforts themselves with their beers.
Yeah.
But I definitely look forward to that in the future. My brain just caught up to my words, so I hope that came out clear. So, the beer's starting to hit.
You said it right, though.
Good. I was having trouble with Peter that day, too.
That's because Peter fucked us up with some beers.
Yeah, he did.
Holy shit. But at the time, you weren't drinking yet, though. It was right at the beginning of the episode. Yeah. He had that stare on you, and you
That's
didn't
right.
even know it. He was looking at you.
He has that effect on men.
Make your words up, Mitch. Mess those words up. Shout out to Peter Kiley,
Hell yeah.
Monday Night Brewing. That was a fun episode.
It was awesome.
That was great. I enjoyed that. Peter was super hospitable the whole time. Just, we went to the tap. We each got a couple of beers, and I drank the 2 IPAs. You drank the 2 Berliner Weiss.
Yep.
And then he just ran us through the gambit after that of just like IPAs, Helles lagers. And then we got into like sour IPAs and then stouts, and it was an insane time. But
we were all over the place.
yeah, and then at the end he was just like, "You guys are taking all this home with you, by the way." And there was just like I still have beer in my refrigerator from Monday night from our trip a while back, and it's just like, okay, I'll get to it eventually.
They've got the spirit down for sure, and nothing but kudos to the whole Monday night team there.
Love those guys.
They were amazing.
Shout out to the whole team at Monday night. Changing gears?
Yes. Bissell Brothers.
Yes. Still sticking in the Pilsner game. German style.
Ooh.
Pilsners.
Let's do this.
All right.
Yeah, the German style isn't really my favorite type of Pilsner until I'm proven or told or taste different. I'm trying to get the words out, Richard.
That is because you're having too much beer now.
Yes. It's one of those things where
Piano keys really fucked you up, didn't it?
hey, man, I haven't drank in a while and I haven't ate. So
shout out to Ale Sharpton again.
Ale, you got
Look
me
what you're
fucked
doing
up.
to my man's Ale.
The can art on the Bissell Brothers is interesting. 3 Bs. Are there 3 brothers?
I don't know. I guess we're going to find out.
I guess so. It's got like a triangle in the middle. And, I'm kind of curious what the fuck that's about. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of dive into their bio here. So this is another beer from Ale Sharpton that he gave us to try out. So let's see here.
Precept from
Portland.
Bissell Brothers. Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine. Let's see here. Yeah, their logo's everywhere. Let's see here. About So we're going to their website and just checking out what they're about here.
Okay.
I just want to know if there's actually 3 brothers or what. I doubt I'll find any info on why there's 3 Bs.
Okay.
But right here, it spells it out for you on the website.
Nice.
Bissell Brothers, one more B.
Okay.
Brewing.
Oh.
There it is.
What's the third B stand for?
There it is, folks.
Something beer brewery? I don't know. Maybe. Bissell. Okay.
Fucking damn it.
In hindsight, the name of the brewery is Bissell Brothers Brewing Company.
Look, all I had was the can to go off of.
What's that third B? I don't understand.
It says Bissell Brothers Precept German-style Pilsner Lager 1 pint 5.6% alcohol by volume. There's no other third B on this can. It's like, that's why the logo has the logo. The logo is so fucking prominent on this can with like everything telling your eyes to look at it, right?
Yes.
What the fuck's that third B?
Hey,
is there
no,
3 brothers?
I'm not throwing any shade whatsoever.
I know.
I do not. I didn't get it.
And now my brain's still confused about what the is that just a design choice or what? Anyway, I'm done with that now. But yeah, Bissell Brothers Brewing, 3 Bs. They're I don't know what the fuck to think about the logo now, but let's try this beer.
Okay.
The foamy head is still there.
Yeah,
this thing,
that's my fault probably. As DJ calls it, Richard's an aggressive pour. Loves to do that. I like to call it ruses the beer. And it awakens the flavors and the hops in the beer.
That's right.
That's what it is.
I know that's right.
I know that's right. Born out of, so this is on Untapped. Born out of the desire to make something from our deepest interests and passions that would become a desperate entity, greater than the individual sums of its creators. We believe that great beer comes from a commitment to be constantly challenging the perceptions of what different styles of beers can actually become. It goes on for a while, but I think that hits everything on the head right there.
On their website, our faithful take on German-style Pilsner, main Pils malt base, hopped with Saaz, and, pardon my French, Mittelfra, and horizontally lagered for over a month.
Horizontally lagered.
Mittelfra. I'm probably butchering that as an American, so
3.75 average rating on Untapped, 5.6 ABV, Precept German Pilsner from the Bissell Brothers Brewing Company.
Yeah, you can smell like it's going to be.
Boy, that's a German Pilsner.
That's a German.
Yeah. I don't know much about it, but I smell it and I go, "Yep, that smells like every other German Pilsner that I've had before."
That malt.
Yes.
I think that's what really shines in the German Pilsners, and probably isn't what my favorite part is of a German Pilsner is that malt.
Okay.
That backbone.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and dive in. I still got like a
pretty bit of foamy head on it.
The retention's great.
It's staying.
It sticks.
Yeah. A lot of
okay.
That's definitely a different style.
Yeah.
Different style Pilsner than the one that we came off of. The Italian?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what we just finished prior to?
It
An
is.
Italian
It is.
Pilsner? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is very different.
Mm-hmm. Bold.
Yeah. Not as sharp.
Mm-hmm.
More bready, kind of.
It's got a stronger bready presence for sure. The heavy malt backbone to it.
I'm a fan of it, though.
It's got a good bitter to it, too.
Yeah, there is that bitterness to it. And Saaz hops creeping in. Saaz hops is something weird. I've had many IPAs with them before.
Yeah.
And it tastes like what this Pilsner tastes like.
Oh.
So it doesn't seem to be like a super hoppy hop. I mean, it's just, it's there. It's used for some flavoring, it seems. But every beer that I've had with Saaz hops in it tastes like this. So apparently it's very founded in this is what it's supposed to taste like.
Man, it's good, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is changing my memory of German Pilsners.
I think I like.
I'm still leaning more.
I think
the
I like the
floral.
Italian Pilsner style a little bit better.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to Precept. I mean, I
No.
think what they have here is a great beer.
I think it's a like prime example of a German style.
It's not as carbonated tasting. I don't know if that's a flavor profile, but like you know, when you have some beers that you open up and you pour it and you take a sip and it's like, woo, like that's really bubbly.
Yeah.
You know, kind of that champagne kick a little bit. Not necessarily with that dry lift at the end, but just very carbonated, very sharp tasting. This doesn't have that.
No.
Not as much as the other one does. And I don't know if that's just because it's the way German Pilsners work, because I haven't had a lot of them.
That's a curious note. Yeah, I don't know.
But the Italian Pilsner, I think, is a little bit more my speed. But this is easy to drink. You know, if it was really hot outside,
Yeah.
this would be something good to go for because it's got a lot of flavor to it.
It does.
It's not your boring style Pilsner that just doesn't have any flavor.
Not at all. Yeah. Excuse me, man. That's a crisp boy. I guess is that the terminology?
Crispy boy is what
Crispy
the
boy.
crispy boy is what the
Yes.
youngsters call it.
Yeah.
Ale man, you pick out some good beers, dude.
Mm-hmm.
These are all we've said this a couple times already, but these are all from Ale Sharpton when we met up with him, and he was like, "Hey, I brought gifts for you guys," and it was just this huge bag
Yeah.
of beers and just
Yeah. Expect the care package from
Wow.
us. You know.
yeah.
We're gonna bring some
Ooh, that's a
Nashville
good
to ya.
idea.
Yeah.
Yes, we're okay. We're putting together a care package for Ale Sharpton, and we're sending it to him.
Yep.
That would be a very good idea. A
Well,
lot of Nashville-based beers.
We'll hand it to him.
We'll hand it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
Yep. Next time we're in town.
Yeah. We'll hand it to him.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, the inner voice glass I'm loving
I
with this
love that,
Pilsner.
dude. Yeah.
It's just like one of these whiskey glasses.
It's like a tall whiskey glass.
It is.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would like it so much, but I use it almost like every few days. I pick it up for another pour of something. Like,
Yeah.
It's not even just beer.
You can get your nose in it. You
Yeah.
can smell what the beer has to offer.
Exactly. I dig the old like Pilsner glasses and stuff still, but this was working.
Yeah.
That one might. I forget why there's a dip at the top for the Pilsner glasses, but I think that one's more in line with it. It's not the
Yep.
skinny tall,
Yep.
but
This is very reminiscent. The torch top one, of course, it's just a basic style glass, but I've got a bearded iris glass that looks very much like this, and I enjoy drinking the hell out of it. So I mean, that's typically my go-to. I like that one, or the typical Pilsner style glass, or I like the tulip glasses.
tulips are
They
great.
kind of open up a little bit at the end, allow you to get your nose in there while you drink
Yeah.
the beer, smell the beer, because that's a lot of what beer is.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
If you think like food, beer's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
The slender glass for Pilsner glasses, the taller ones,
Sure.
apparently reveals the color, carbonation, and the broad top helps maintain a beer head. So they kind of want to retain some of the headiness there whenever you pour it into those taller Pilsner glasses.
That worked in this case.
It sure did.
Part of it was probably my fault for being too aggressive with it, but at
Well.
the same time, it held its head.
Aren't you supposed to pour aggressively out of a can anyway?
Thought so. Maybe I'm doing the right thing.
I think you're doing the right thing. But, each their own.
Yeah.
I'm approaching my last sip here.
Yeah. Is this one German and Italian? You said you preferred the Italian Pilsner a little
Currently,
bit more.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. But it's super tasty. It's growing on me. So the first sip that I had was like, okay, this is good. I dig it. I like it. It's super good. But as it kept going, I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with, it's been out for a while. I feel like if this one was just a little bit colder, I probably would have enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than what I really did. That being said, still a really good beer.
It is. It's definitely got the profile down excellently. Like they've got it. It's just I lean more the Italian way with the floral essences or additions to the beer. The German one's heavier feeling. It's got a bolder, overall just taste to it, thanks to that malt, I feel like. So I think it's kind of like at a whim. What are you feeling more during a hot day, or if you're working a lot outside or on something, you're using your body to do some sort of function, you might crave one or the other more, depending. But I don't know, man. I'm talking out my ass.
I'm looking to see if I've had anything from Bissell Brothers before, and this is actually the first one I've had from them.
Hell yeah, me too.
Never had anything from these guys before.
One curious note about their can.
Yeah.
The very top where the lip is, you can see their logo just like plotted on
all the way around. Yeah.
God, I could make a really inappropriate joke there, but it's just curious. I don't know. It's just an interesting take on why they did that. It's just something to catch the eye. That's another whole separate field of conversation about how you get sales out of a glass door at a bottle shop and everything. But this, I would assume, would only help in that endeavor.
That's actually printed on, so that's not part of the label. Like I can't.
Oh yeah.
I can't actually scrape that off. That's printed on the can itself. It's not part of the sticker. It's not. I'm curious why they would do something like that, but
wouldn't it raise the costs?
Yeah, and I didn't see it until you brought it up just now, but that doesn't mean
Yeah.
Whoa,
there's yours.
There it is. Yep. Now I'm feeling it. Maybe I saw it initially, but I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a lot going on with this can.
Yeah.
A ton. Like I'm confused looking at the can almost.
Yeah, it's almost like if you can think Tron.
Yes.
All the colors kind of like walling you in and telling you to look here. So it's one of those things. It draws you in, but you don't really think about why.
And then right at the top, the logo going all the way around the top of the can. I don't understand why it's there.
I don't know, but they're not three brothers. They're just like a bunch of logos everywhere. I'm sorry. I was really hung up on that at the beginning, and I'm just kind of like, damn it. It's already out there now.
What's that third B stand for?
So this is the discovery phase where you just kind of learn things and then get ashamed of yourself later. But, it's one of those, it's fun.
It's Bissell Brothers, but what's this B for the beer stand for?
Yeah.
I'm with you. I only joke because I was in that category too. Looking at the, honestly, I don't. I'm looking at it. Yeah, I can see B's now, but like somebody would have had to tell me that because I don't look at that and go, "Oh, there's a B and there's a B."
Oh, okay.
It is weird, but I actually, maybe this is the video game nerd in me, but I saw Ocarina of Time in it when I saw the triangle in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of originally, and I was like, okay, but that doesn't work with the rest of the can. And then you mentioned the B's around it, and I go, oh, that's just a product of the three B's being put together around in a circle, kind of creates that triangle in the middle.
I get Bissell Brothers as part of the two parts of the Triforce, but the brewing, I mean, for a name's sake, I get it. But
Yeah. After the fact. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
It was good.
Fantastic.
I like it. Italian Pilsner, I think, is still, out of the two, the
Yeah.
Italian Pilsner is still my preference, but this was a solid close.
I'll probably, if I was going to do the whole, like, would I seek this one out? It's right there on a hard maybe.
Okay.
But it's when I'm feeling that German style, like that malty backbone, that's probably when I would seek it out.
Yeah.
Something stronger than just the floral notes, because I will get tired of the floral notes, so I'll probably switch to a German style.
Yep. That makes sense. I would go with the same way. Would I go and seek this beer out? It depends. If I was in a specific mood for something like that, then yes, I would do that. But other than that, I don't think this is one of those that I would drive out of my way to go find. I think I would find the Italian-style Pilsner a little bit before that. But I still enjoyed the beer. I'm glad we got a chance to have it.
Thank you again, Ale.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be saying that a lot this
Golly,
episode.
he's getting us so bad right. Like we're messed up right now.
We're starting to spill our words.
And we're splitting beers too.
I know, man.
I think, but see, the thing is, it's like these have been 5% beers, like it's nothing big. But I think the fact that we started out with that 10%er,
Yeah.
it was kind of like, here, drink this one first, and then go into the rest of your beer. I feel like he was telling you that.
Yes. I mean, we got foamy right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning.
Hopefully, there's some people listening that are getting foamed up with us.
Hope they're drinking with us.
Yeah, man.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
the spirit, man.
Japanese Pilsner.
I have not had one.
No?
No.
Ooh, I thought you would have.
I thought I would have too. But we don't get too many Japanese style
No.
like drinks here,
No,
other
we
than
don't.
other than like a lager. We get tons of rice lager here.
Uh-huh.
And Japanese lagers are always kind of like that what's the profile? Very dry, super dry.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff. So in the past when we couldn't get craft beer here very well, I would always seek out Orion, and that was an import beer from Japan, but it's just rice lager. You could think King of Beers, Budweiser, that's a rice lager.
It's a rice lager.
But Japanese is like super dry, is what they kind of lean more towards, or a drier style. And I definitely liked Orion. Asahi, super dry, was another one I picked up and started enjoying, and Kirin is okay.
Yep.
I dig the label art of Asahi and Kirin and Orion a lot, but I'm also just kind of a nerd for Japan. But yeah, so this is Yure and Arches Brewing.
Arches.
Yeah,
Arches.
I'm not familiar with them.
No.
But I'll go ahead and just read the label real quick.
Yeah,
So
please.
the label has 2 cranes with Yure and 5.1% alcohol by volume. This is a 12-ounce can that we're splitting. And their description is dry, crisp, stone fruit.
Stone fruit.
Seeing stone fruit there
Yeah.
makes me think I'm going to really like it.
Okay.
The Japanese style Pilsner was developed. Oop, some weird phone call there, sorry. The Japanese style Pilsner was developed with a focus on quality, ingredients, and simplicity. The name Yure is the Japanese word for ghost, which comes from the primary hop used in this beer called Gungeist. Gungeist? I don't know. I'll go with Gungeist. Defined in German as green ghost. It offers subtle notes of apricot and stone fruit, which tickle the palate and finishes crisp and clean, a signature characteristic of the style. Excuse me. Enjoy, is what they say.
Huh.
Where is
Arches Brewing?
Yeah.
So I was actually looking that up right now. Hapeville, Georgia. Hapeville.
Well, shit, Ale, you've introduced us to another Georgia brewery that we didn't know about.
Yeah. How do we not know about all these places? Arches Brewing is a craft brewery located just north of the Atlanta airport in the Arts District of Hapeville, Georgia. We brew many traditional lagers and Euro-inspired ales, seasonally with a focus on authenticity. Our biochemist brewmaster, wow, that's a statement right there. Our biochemist brewmaster brewed his first batch of beer in 2005 with the idea that beer could be made better through chemistry. Wow. Okay. It goes on and on and on and on, but just being able to talk about that, just being able to say you think that beer can be made better through the process of chemistry.
Interesting.
I like that. Hapeville, Georgia, United States. No clue. Never been there. Never been to Hapeville. Never heard of Hapeville. They have 139 beers on Untapped.
Holy shit.
Yeah. No stop. Mexican lagers, Vienna lagers, Belgian blondes, amber lagers, wheat beers. They've got some New England IPAs, but for the most part, it seems like they're kind of centered around the traditional lagers, pale ales and pilsners and things like that.
Interesting. So they are a little south of Atlanta,
Okay.
and just like Creature Comforts, they're not as far out, but they are a drive down some. They're near East Point College Park. Interesting.
Japanese style Pilsner developed with a focus on quality ingredients and simplicity.
Damn.
Ure?
Yurei. Yeah,
Yurei?
Yurei, whatever.
Okay.
I could be pronouncing it completely wrong. It's been forever since I took a Japanese course, but they do have that line over the U.
Yeah.
So
It smells different than the German lager that we just finished.
ooh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Floral and sweet again.
A little floral. It seems like it's a cross. The smell is a cross between the German and the Italian that we just drank.
Yeah, I'd agree. This is gonna have some fruit in it, so it's gonna be. We'll see how this biochemist did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. That's good.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
very clean.
That one.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So okay, the head didn't retain as long as the others.
Okay.
It dissipated. It looked good when you poured it.
Mhm.
It quickly went away though, but it's still bready with the remnants around.
Yeah.
If that's the right bready. It is bready to a point, but it's light, crisp, and it's got that sweet note. That stone fruit really does shine. I wouldn't be able to pinpoint that if I didn't know what it was, but I would know it would be a bitter fruit of a sort.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a few that have surprised me. This one's stone fruit. There's another fruit that I have been seeing in IPAs a lot, but I can't remember what it was. But maybe it was also stone fruit. But at this point, I'm a few in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love
It's tasty.
having this kind of beer here. They really did it right. And it's got that nice bitterness to it that's very crisp.
Yeah.
It just kind of pulls off nicely at the end there.
Man, it's so good. It's that little sweetness to it,
Yeah.
but it's got that. It doesn't have that bite that the German Pilsner had at on the end. It's smooth. It's easy to drink. It's a little sweet. That stone fruit. I don't know much about it, but I'm tasting a little bit of something that I think is the stone fruit.
I'm thinking so too. I'm attributing what I'm having to the stone fruit. It's very curious. I always wish I had that brewer side of the mind so that I could explain better what I'm tasting. But,
Yeah.
just being a consumer at this point, I'm just kind of talking what I can with what I know. But I'm going to kind of look up and see if I can't find an explanation for what stone fruit it gives a beer. But it's it gives you not a tropical note. It's not that strong.
Yeah.
But it's a fruitier, sweeter
Mm-hmm.
essence.
Yep.
But stone fruit's a bitter. So it plays with hops in a way. Right? I believe I'm right with that. But
I agree. I always imagine, because I've had some IPAs with stone fruit in it before. I used to, at my previous company, I had a coworker who was very much interested in the individual ingredients that they like to brew with beer. So, when we found out that stone fruit was becoming a big thing, he actually brought in stone fruit and we ate stone fruit. He was like, well, this IPA has stone fruit in it. We're going to have this tonight. Let's have stone fruit first to see what it tastes like. And that was a very good preface into, okay, this is what stone fruit is supposed to taste like. Let's see if I can pick up that flavor in this beer. So that was always fun. And it was always kind of sweet, but kind of bitter. And dry is what I got out of stone fruit.
that hits all the marks here.
Mm.
And
This is my favorite of the three Pilsners.
I'm also of that same opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't expect the Italian Pilsner to jump into the second place, but I think it just did.
It sure did.
Yeah.
Arches. Damn.
Good
Why
job,
didn't we
guys.
know about you? They're part of the Independent Craft Brewers Association. Let's see, they're certified. Yeah, Hapeville, Georgia, right there. Arches
Never knew
Brewing.
you guys existed.
No.
Side note, Untapped, not that this is worth anything, but Untapped likes to list the loyal drinkers of each brewery, so it always has like the
Oh.
top 8, the top 12, like most checked in users for that style, for that beer. This guy right here has the Linux icon for his Untappd.com. It's the Linux Penguin.
Nice.
I thought that was awesome.
That's
Has
great.
nothing to do with the beer, as I'm just spilling the cans all over the place. But sorry about that, man.
It's all good.
They
This
were
carpet
empty.
is fucked anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
And the beer cans were empty, so that's okay.
Yeah.
But no,
That's
this is
funny. Linux.
I think this is my favorite of the 3 at Pilsners. That
It's
we've had.
fantastic. I would
Yeah.
have multiple of these.
Yeah.
More so than the Italian. I would keep pouring
Mhm.
this one for sure.
Yeah.
This is a keep pouring it.
Keep pouring it.
Keep them coming. One of those.
That's
kind
the
of
rating scale.
Yeah.
That's the rating scale that we need to establish. And this is a 12-ounce can. The other two that we've had have been split, have been 16-ounce cans.
Mhm.
This is a 12-ounce can, and this leaves me wanting more.
Dude, yeah.
I would have been okay with just having a whole can of this to myself.
Man, this is. I would get a 6-pack.
Yeah,
This is fantastic.
for sure. Good job, Ale. You just keep going, man.
Dude. So the next two are double IPAs.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
we're coming off of our buzz
Yeah.
while sustaining it to a certain level.
Yeah.
And we're about to just dive back in.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and grab those. And Ale, I can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
Damn.
The whole episode is Ale.
Yes.
I can't get over it. It's just he brought a whole bunch of bangers with him. We've got so many good beers today, and we're ending on double IPAs, which I knew when I brought the beers with me. We hadn't looked at any of them, but we were like, okay, I know there's one stout, the Piano Keys, and I know there's some Pilsners, and I know there's some IPAs. I didn't know which ones they were going to be. Ooh, Cardigans of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Monday Night Brewing. Shout out to Peter Kiley.
Yes, Peter. We're circling back here through
Yes.
Ale Sharpton selection.
I feel like he's looking at me right now. He's got those eyes.
Yeah.
Drink that beer, Richard.
Dude.
I like-
such a good day.
Monday Night has really good IPAs.
Yeah, they do.
Out from below, their experimental IPA series is just awesome. Part of their Hop Hut series. They're always doing experimental IPAs at the Monday Night Garage location. This is not one of them, but just their IPAs in general has always been really good. Space Lettuce is probably one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah, Space Lettuce.
Space Lettuce. Shout out to Space Lettuce.
There's a few staples that just
Had to finish
stay
that
in
one.
town that are just...
Yeah. Space Lettuce was really good. Drafty Kilt, really good Scotch ale. That Hellas Lager, though, man. Monday, I'm trying to remember what it was called. The Hellas Lager that we had from Monday Night Brewing.
Oh, St. Monday.
St. Monday, yes, thank you. That was so good. I
It
mean,
really was.
as Peter mentioned, it was beer tasting beer. And it was perfect. I mean, that was exactly the way. It was so good. But they're every beer that Monday Night makes, they put thought into it.
They really do. Peter mentioned that he works from the top all the way down with the design, the creation, and just the whole shebang for the beer. And damn, man, I can't imagine the amount of teamwork to pull it all together with the amount of beer that they produce and keep on tap. So, it's amazing what kind of effort goes into these beers from Monday Night. And the lore or story behind the whole thing is just interesting in
Love
itself.
it.
So definitely go back and listen to Peter Kiley's episode. But, damn, it brought me a whole new light for Monday Night Brewing for me, because I didn't know much about them before, and I just kind of gravitated to my local folks anyway, right? So with Monday Night being in our town now, and then the meeting of Peter Kiley, and then getting the story behind everything, now I'm seeking out Monday Night Brewing beers,
Yes.
especially Imaginary Grace that's no longer on tap here in the Preservation Society. I really love that one.
That was the one I believe that we met when we were at... Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I finished mine before yours. That is my claim to fame on that beer is,
Yeah.
as a guy that does not do sours, I drank all of mine before you finished yours, and I enjoyed the hell out of that beer.
It was so amazing. We were given a bottle of Imaginary Grace because I purchased that peanut butter stout for the release when we were there recording, and the Imaginary Grace. I need to ask Peter to when should I not, like, I need to drink it before a certain date, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to share it with people because it's just that damn good.
Yeah.
And if you can't get it on tap here anymore, surely some people didn't get to drink it.
Yep.
But I don't want to hold on it too long like I do with some IPAs, and they just expired.
Right.
So I don't want to give a bad name to Monday night.
Did you have Imaginary Grace on tap?
I did.
You did have it while we were there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He got us both pours of it.
I thought we drank out of the bottle that day.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure anyway. I'm pretty sure it was on tap for a while.
Okay. Interesting. When we were in Atlanta or when we were at the Preservation Society?
Preservation Society.
Yes. Okay. It was on tap at the Preservation Society. You're
Oh,
right. My
got
fault.
it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. In
No,
Atlanta,
you were right. You're right. In Atlanta, we drank it out of the bottle.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was mistaken on. All right.
And it was great both times.
both times.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
It was exactly what you wanted.
Sours are one of those beers that I don't know much about, but I can't distinguish the difference between tap and a bottle and with sours.
Me neither. I don't. What would be the characteristic to look for in that?
I don't know.
No idea.
They're not supposed to be like super fresh.
Yeah.
Right. So that eliminates that. Like IPAs, you go drink fresh,
Mhm.
drink straight out of the keg if you can.
Yeah.
If not, cans or bottles is next.
Yes.
Sours are kind of a different game.
It is. It really is. And sours are just weird, man. It gets funky, and that's what part of my appreciation for it is that. But man, I feel like you would have enjoyed Yazoo's Cantillon Day thing. I'll have to go back. Swansea Day. But it was a bunch of Cantillon. It's a like Cantillon holiday in a way of putting it. But it's a bunch of sours. But you experience all sorts of stuff, and we actually got into cuvéing some things in the back. It was really it got weird, but it was really good weird.
Yeah.
Really good weird profiles, flavor
Okay.
profiles. But this is Cardigans
Of the Galaxy. Double IPA, Monday Night Brewing. What's the ABV on this one?
Let me see.
It's like 8 something, I think.
9.3.
Ooh.
Keep cold, drink
Come
fresh.
on, Ale. Why are you doing this to me, man?
So this what is that LA veal?
No clue.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either. It's
no
on the can.
clue.
But citrusy, dry, hoppy is what they list on the can with Monday Night. Bow tie displays, space people, and a blonde lady. Well, 2 ladies with cardigans. I don't know. I don't.
It's a little confusing of a label.
Yeah,
I mean, it's true Monday night fashion. You look at it and
totally.
go, that's a Monday night beer.
Yeah, the bow tie and
Yep.
everything. But yeah, Cardigans of the Galaxy. I'm thinking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
So everyone's wearing cardigans.
Yep.
And then space helmets.
And space helmets.
Yeah.
9 point what? 9.5? 9.3?
3.
9.3. 95 IBUs, double IPA. Hop with Columbus, Mandarina, Simcoe, Citra, Equinaut, Mosaic, Comet, and Galaxy hops. Jesus. Secret sauce is the extra dry finish and the big citrusy melony nose. Melony nose? Okay, yeah, I see that.
Kind of like a honeydew.
Yeah, just as long as you heed mom's warning and take a sweater with you, all will be well, is what it says.
Well, the head retention's pretty good on this one. It was a pretty big foamy head.
Yeah.
The wider glass, it dissipates quicker.
Mm-hmm.
You got the more Pilsner style glass, so it's kind of retaining.
Yep.
I'm diving in.
Let's go. Yep.
Oh, man. That's crisp.
Yeah. You can taste Monday night in that one.
Yeah.
It is insane how Monday night. We've talked about this before, but there are breweries that have like their feel or their trademark into a beer. Bearded Iris beers.
Oh, man.
You can always tell when you drink a Bearded Iris. The base starts out the same.
Yeah.
The hop profiles differ a little bit, but you always know when you're drinking a Bearded Iris beer. Same with Southern Grist.
True.
Southern Grist has that really juicy feel in the back of your throat. Not necessarily the base of the beer, but the juiciness in the back of the throat that has that you just go, okay, that's a Southern Grist beer. Monday Night Brewing has kind of like that crispy, fresh taste to me. Every single beer that I've had from Monday Night is really fresh on the end, right at the finish.
I'm going to give kudos to their canning department because that shit's still fresh.
Yep.
And it poured great.
Yes. Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
And I feel like, so I'm looking at the chart of the beers that we had. We started out with 10%, and then we crashed all the way down to like 4, 5%, and we kind of hung out there for a while, and then we V-shaped back up to 9.3.
Uh-huh.
And the other one's a double also, I think. I don't remember which one that I brought, but it's a double also. So it's kind of fucking with me right now. Like, we start heavy, and then we crash back down into the low. But I've already kind of been riding my buzz, right, from piano keys. Shout out to Ale again. That
So
10%er kind of like kicked us into high gear.
Dude.
And then we're drinking the Pilsners kind of down on the lower end of the ABV scale. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now that we're buzzed, we're kicking right back up to the high-end ABV. And my brain's messing with me right now. My brain departments and my brain compartments are just fucked up right now. It's insane.
I'm going back to a grade 10 kind of knowledge level.
Grade 10?
Dude, so...
I've had this beer before.
You have.
Yes.
You have. But the beer is just so fucking good. It's better than I remember for some reason. I think it's just because now I have like a familiarity. That.
Yep, there it is.
I've got that with the folks behind the scene in a way. It's Peter, but we got to meet some of the team behind the scene too, and everyone seems to be pretty involved with keeping Monday night rolling.
Yep.
And that's stuff that I just appreciate, people's commitment to these things.
Yeah.
And you can tell it in the canning process alone, keeping that carbonation, keeping it fresh. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think this is one of those. So you can find this in Nashville.
Yes.
You can find it in Murfreesboro. I remember when this one first came out. There's a guy that I work with, and he and I like to trade beers from time to time. And I actually had an extra can of this and gave it to him. And this was his introduction into Monday Night Brewing. And I was like, well, this is setting the bar high.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah, it is.
this is really good. But, they have, Monday Night has a ton of good beers to offer. Space Lettuce is killer. Up from Below. I'm trying to remember.
I think that's right.
Yeah. It's just all of their IPAs are good.
Yeah.
And they all have that same Monday Night Brewing lift on the end, kind of clean taste on the end. But this is as good as I remember. I had this back in December of 2018. I'm looking on my Untappd, so it's been a couple of years. I gave this really high marks, and this is exactly what I remember it as. It's just it doesn't deviate. It stays good.
Yeah. Recently, after our Atlanta trip, I'm getting my words.
Yep,
they're coming.
There were
the Cardigans of the Galaxy. Okay, Monday night. I just had to stretch my lips for a second there, guys.
Stretching your lips.
Now I'm back. Yeah. Damn it.
For now.
I had the pleasure of joining an event with a friend here in Nashville at the Preservation Society of Monday Night Brewing. It was Joe Berger's cheese pairing session.
Baker and the Beard.
Yes,
Shout
Baker
out
and
to
the Beard.
Baker and the Beard.
So he did a great job with Cheeselandia, Wisconsin cheese, if I remember correctly. It was a butter case, and there was a sharp cheddar, Gouda, and it started with an M. But
Munster?
No, not Munster. Not Manchester.
American?
No. No.
American cheese?
Not American processed cheese.
American.
I am blanking on that fourth one, but there were 4 cheeses that paired really well. He went and bought his own crackers to include with it to
that's awesome.
advance like the amount of pairing like people could partake in with the jams and the mustard, whatever was there. And it was super cool. Monday night beers were paired with those cheeses,
awesome.
And same with Saint Monday was one of them that was paired into selection. Oh, dude,
yes,
it all went really well together. So I just want to shout out to Baker and the Beard. Joe did a great job with all of that. And, people who didn't show up, you missed out. And
yes.
I just, I got a last-minute invite, so I'm glad I was able to go. But
And being able to, and this is one thing about Joe Baker and the Beard, is when we did our donuts and beer pairing with the Yazoo donuts with the what was the name of the donut company?
Donut Distillery.
Donut Distillery and Yazoo beer pairing. Was it all Yazoo?
It was
with Baker and the Beard.
Yeah.
And who would have thought donuts and beer went together? And I remember the Homer donut going so well with the Daddy-O Pilsner. And I go, who in the hell would have thought a donut and a Pilsner would have gone so well together? But they do.
Yeah.
It's just insane. That the pairing that guy can do with food and beer is unbelievable.
The one that shined to me was the Tang.
Yes.
Because there was a sour that we didn't have the equipment to uncork. And so we stabbed and carved our way through it with a little blade I had, and we just had to shove the whole cork in.
We got some wood chunks in our beer, I think, from the cork.
Yeah. Where I was like, we're going to try this pairing, damn it. Yes. And, damn, it was awesome. I didn't expect, what was the phrase you used? Child, when you drank Tang, welfare, it was like the taste of welfare and something else. I can't remember the joke now, but
it makes sense.
Dude, I had Tang growing up, and it just hit home. But
Hell yeah.
then the pairing just made it work. It was brilliant. So, the Homer donut with that Tang donut was the best pairing between it all. Yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved to have been there to have the cheese pairing with the beers.
I found out the day before. And
oh, man, that's awesome.
If he does it again, I hope, we get a little earlier notice so that we can both attend and do a little more. But
we've been talking with him for a while. I mean, and you're in well with him. We need to get him on the show.
We do.
And just do some sort of pairing. We've talked about it before. We've talked to him on the phone. We've met up with him a lot, whether it's at Monday night or at No Quarter.
Yeah, life just fucking wrecks all plans, man.
All of it. Life gets in the way of drinking beer. How in the world?
I know, right? Damn it.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to just drink our way through this problem.
I'm okay with that.
But yeah, Monday night, I mean, beautiful space in Nashville. Their spaces in Atlanta are awesome as well. The Garage. We didn't get to go to that this year, but next year we'll probably hit both locations, the Mothership location as well as the Garage. The Garage had that weird, not weird, but great whiskey scotch kind of place next door to it, so you could really misstep yourself into some issues.
Was that the one where you got to basically you had coins and you can get a flight of whiskeys, or you could get little you can get fucked up there.
You really can. There's two spots and you can just completely wreck yourself if you wanted to.
Yeah,
beer before liquor, right?
No,
wait. Yeah,
liquor before beer. You're in the clear.
There it is.
Yeah. That's the order we should have gone.
Yeah,
I don't think we did that.
Somehow we withheld our own on that one.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we did okay that day.
We did. We did okay.
That was our first Atlanta trip, I believe.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first.
The first Atlanta trip we went to. We ended up going to both the Mothership and the Garage, and that's when we found out about Torched Hop for the first time. Was when we were at New Realm. We hit a couple of different breweries that day, a few different breweries, but we ended up, I think, finishing up at the whiskey place next door.
One place we ran out of time for, the Porter.
Ah, yes.
The Porter.
Didn't get a chance to go to the Porter this time.
So good. At least two when we've been there.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
5 points.
5 points.
Little 5 points.
Little 5 points is always a fun time.
So we went to the in Little 5 Points. We went to the burger spot. And oh god, that place is slipping me. But we went to the burger joint, Vortex Burgers. Yes, thank you. We went to Vortex. God, the burgers are so good there, and that's in Little 5 Points area in downtown Atlanta. And then I don't think we might have walked to the Porter at that point, or maybe we drove. I don't know, but it seemed like it was right down the road.
Yeah, we parked and walked over to the Vortex and the Porter afterwards.
Yeah. And it was such a good spot. We talked to the bartender. He was kind of on the idea of he was going to work the parties,
Right.
but I don't think he was working there full time anymore.
He was sort of a veteran of the porter that was called in when needed.
Yep.
But he knows when he wants to work.
Huge tap list, but even more than that, just their whiskey and their bourbon.
Yes.
Long line.
They got food too.
And the food was great.
Yes.
We went there. Did we go there once or twice?
I think we went there once, but we went to the Vortex maybe twice because they had their burgers are really good.
Yeah.
They're consistent.
Yes.
And typically it's plenty to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So for a decent price. So I'm just kind of like in the Atlanta area, it's a decent price. So
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Yep.
For a big ass burger with like fry sides, that's what I want.
And we finally got to go back to the Vortex
Yes.
at this last trip.
Yes. My favorite one is still the little 5 Points Vortex location where you walk through the skull. But, being in Atlanta, it was still just like a few things you got to do before you can enter. Finish your drink outside. I'm like, damn it, okay.
Yep.
You need your full party. Oh, fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. They're parking. But
Oh, yeah, because that's where I was parking, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and they wouldn't let you in until I showed up. They
Yeah.
wouldn't let us sit.
So, there's a few things you got to get in place before you can actually get seated. But, Little 5 Points is an interesting character of the town.
I love that spot.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love every time I go there, I always want to put my eyes on MF Doom up on the side
graffiti
of
art
yes.
next door.
Yes,
Yeah.
and while we were leaving, they were updating or covering or doing something.
Yep.
So, always something vitalizing that area. Love it.
We'll be back, Atlanta.
Oh, for sure. So we're at our finale now. I finished Cardigans of the Galaxy. I see you have too.
Yep.
Final thoughts.
Would seek out.
Yes.
That's where I sit with this beer.
Monday
I
night.
love Cardigans of the Galaxy. The dry finish on the end, the super hoppy, the higher ABV. It's just, it hits all flavor profiles on me. This is something I would definitely seek out.
Yes. And so I did Monday night because we've been established with them. We got to talk. We know what they're about. The next one, the finale, is Inner Voice.
Ooh.
We haven't talked to them yet, but we got introduced by Ale.
Yep.
And we went there to meet Ale and record Ale.
Yes.
So he gave us a Inner Voice Decatur, Georgia brewing. Hold on.
Is this a double IPA as well?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Excuse me. It is called Hyperlinks.
Hyperlinks.
Double IPA, 8.5.
Have not had that one. Neither one of us had that when we were there that day.
No.
Oh.
This is a double IPA at 8.5% ABV. Love Inner Voice so far. We've had one beer each from them. And I'm just kind of looking around the can to see if there's any other things here. They've got a very pop art look to them. I love the font. I love the style.
Neon pink, fluffy letters.
The label's got chain link within a boxed kind of graphic with a white background, blue chain link. Inner Voice Brewing, made in Decatur. Their logo is a guy who looks like, if you've ever seen the movie Idiocracy.
Love that movie.
Dude, whenever he goes to the hospital to describe his problem, they have that touchpad
Yes.
where it's like, where does it hurt? And you have the person behind the counter just has to like push one button about what their problem is.
Yeah.
They have the like Moz cornered. Sorry, if you're web development, you know what I'm talking about. But it's a curved like square corner Moz cornered square where there's a human head with a speech bubble within it for the brain.
You got all that from that little picture.
I did. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like formulate an image for people, but
it's a side profile of somebody's head with kind of like one of those thought bubbles inside it for their brain,
or maybe a speak bubble since it's a sharp
bubble
point there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really enjoy their overall look and design with things. It's very poppy
with the really big recycle logo on it as
very
well.
Big.
Again, remnants of Atlanta brewing talking about recycling.
You know, Tennessee needs to up their game on that point. But
come on, Tennessee, get with the program. I will say, I searched this beer on Untapped.
Yeah.
8.5%, 30 IBU, so I'm not expecting super hoppy, but I'm expecting kind of juicy and sweet. Intense pine, cannabis, and ripe pineapple.
All right.
So this one should be very interesting.
I'm very curious about this.
This one has. Well, I'm not going to say the rating on Untapped.
Yeah, save that.
I'm gonna save it because I think it's worth. I think it's worth us getting our votes out there first before we do something like that. I did not know. So it was. I kept the beers from Ale, and I did not know that I was bringing an Inner Voice beer today. So I'm really glad that we got a chance to do that. But this is Hyperlinks, an 8.5% ABV, 30 IBUs. Imperial Double New England Hazy IPA. Oh, man. I'm trying to remember what the Inner Voice that I had, and it was really good.
They probably still have it on their site. It's recent enough.
Let's see here.
I'm having trouble, too. I took home a pamphlet from them.
I checked in 2 beers from them. Note to Self.
Ooh.
That was their... Note to Self was their... pale lager, and that got high marks from me also because it was really good. That was the one that Ale shared with us. So
yes,
they came up, offered us a can.
Yes, so we did have 2 beers.
Yep, we got to split it with them. And then Lazy Bones was the one that I had from Inner Voice Brewing. It was a Imperial double IPA, 8%, 30 IBUs.
Nice.
Man, it was good.
I did not get a double. I got just a IPA or a pale ale. I don't remember which, but it was like very soft but yet bitter.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm extremely excited to try this Inner
Let's
Voice.
Just go into it, man.
Let's do it. Good foamy head.
Stays with you.
It does. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Cheers, Ale. Thank you for the beers.
Yes.
This is the finale. Oh, we owe you.
Yeah. Ah.
Dude.
Yep.
That is soft. What?
Really?
What the fuck?
That is, you would almost have to tell me it was an IPA because it is. It's the only way I know it's an IPA is it's really juicy,
Yes.
really sweet, like New England style hazy. So therefore, I know it's an IPA. But the hops are just non-existent. I mean, they're super smooth.
Yes.
Pillowy, kind of cloudy. It's
Yes.
just, it's not strong. It's not bitter. It's not sharp.
That's exactly what I had ready to roll, man. Cloudy was the number one word or keyword I would have used for it.
Man.
It was just like the time I had the pale ale there. It just felt fluffy and just very gentle on the palate, but yet full of flavor and full of like character. So Inner Voice, man.
I miss those guys
Dude,
already.
I do too.
I really hate that we met up there, talked with Ale over one of their beers, sampled another one, and then left.
And we had to go, man.
Yeah.
It just sucks. So
they're on our list for next time. Inner Voice, you're on our list for next time.
You know, I dare suggest that because I tote around this equipment with me all the time, we need to just have a day where Ale totes us around, tells us to go where we go. I set up, we record about breweries in local Atlanta, Georgia, and just talk about shit.
That'd be great.
And it's just in the scene, in the moment, multiple recordings, multiple releases of just like the thing.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be episodic or whatever, but that would be super fun to be able to go on a day venture where you just hit as many as you can.
Yeah.
But you have a goal. We will have to have a goal. You can't just drink all day and be okay.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, maybe.
You may not be okay, but you can drink all
If we
day.
got IVs, we'll be fine.
You can do it for one day.
God, it's just one of those things, you know, we'll definitely have to have a plan together.
Yeah.
And there's some breweries that are popping up, and I'm sure there's going to be more before the time we visit again, that we just won't find by just a simple Google search or map search.
Yeah.
Whether it doesn't matter whose map you're on, you just won't find them because they're just now landing and making their mark.
Well, that happened with Inner Voice here with Ale, right? Ale mentioned, let's meet at Inner Voice. And we're like, where the hell is that place?
Yeah.
It happened the first time when we were in Atlanta, and people were like, Torch Top, man, you got to go.
Right.
It's like, Never even heard of those guys before.
There's one more place that surprised us that was it Steve that told us about it? Hip and Hops?
Yes. Honorable mention. Shout out to Hip and Hops.
Dude.
Atlanta's first and only black-owned brewery in Atlanta, and those guys had good. That was the first time I ever had Gator, by the way.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, the Gator bites were super good.
They were.
But we got a chance to talk, and we didn't really get a chance to talk with him much, but he was kind of like the head brewer. But
head brewer.
He had a kind of a sour going.
Yeah.
And it wasn't carbonated yet, but we got a chance to try the wort and of the sour that was kind of, and it was definitely trending with where he was expecting it to go. And we got a chance to try it straight out of the keg.
Just to put visuals in that, it was he approached us. He was like, "How you doing? How you liking things?" We said, everything's fucking great.
Yeah.
Loving your beers. He turned around. He started pouring out of the wort, right, to taste it, just to make sure it's on par with what he's expecting. And he's like, and he offers us some of the wort to try. It's like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So of course we tried it. And we had a little moment there where we got to talk to him about it and everything. And I don't remember what was said back and forth, but it was just super impressive. And everything we got off on tap, we got a flight of all their different beers just so we could taste it. And all of it was amazing. And they've got a couple places popping up soon to help the expansion of their business. So the next time we're there, they're going to have probably, I'm assuming, 2 locations.
2 spots.
Yeah. And then they're going to have one solid brewery spot that distributes out to their taps. So, super high hopes for Hip and Hops. I totally meant to get a hat or something, but, I got beard up. So
yeah, it was good. And their logo was super simple. It was clean. Hip and Hops, bright green on a light background. It popped.
Yeah.
It was just a cool spot.
And they were playing only Atlanta music.
Yes.
awesome.
Ludicrous. Everything in there, inside the brewery, was just straight Atlanta artists.
Yes.
And I loved it. It was super chill spot to be in. Everybody was super accommodating. Like you said, we got the flight. I think we got the same thing.
We did.
I think we ordered the same exact flight, and then we both got a taster of the sour straight out of the wort.
Yep.
Yeah. Everything was good.
It was awesome. We had IPAs, pales, maybe a brown ale?
We had a porter.
Okay, that's what it was.
I have to go back and look at. Now I have to confirm this.
I think it was a porter. I think you're right. Because we had a gamut of different things. I feel like we had a sour, a porter, and 2 lighter ones.
It was the Fall Black Stout.
Fall Black Stout.
Yep.
Okay.
Fall Black Stout. We had the Juice Box American IPA. Gosh, this is going to go forever. Drankin' Tank New England Hazy IPA.
Yeah.
Let's see. Keep going down the list. That was it. 1, 2, 3. I feel like we would have had more, but
we did, but whatever.
We had 5 while we were
did.
there. I guess the other 2 weren't ready yet on Untappd, but shout out to Hip and Hops.
Yeah, Hip and Hops, man. Thank you.
Good spot. Monday night was great. Hip and Hops was great. These Pilsners, ale, again, man.
You knocked it out.
You killed it.
Yeah.
Piano keys, starting out piano keys, then running through the 3 Pilsners, Italian, German, Japanese. Then moving back to the home base, Atlanta. Yeah, Monday Night Brewing, Cardigans of the Galaxy. And then going from there to Inner Voice, where we ended up talking with ale, Hyperlinks Double IPA. This is one I would seek out.
Yes.
Hands down.
Just to wrap up, I'm going to continue sipping this off air.
Yeah.
But Inner Voice, keep it up, man. I can't wait to taste more of their beverages whenever we get there and see what their space is about when we do. But
it was a good time. Today was a good time.
It was. I love Atlanta. I love Nashville. Man.
We'll be back a 4th time to Atlanta, too.
Craft beer keeps expanding, and I'm loving it.
Yes. And Ale, thank you very much for the beers. Because of you, we got to have this recording today, and your Piano Key Stout was off the charts.
Fucking all-star. It's an MVP.
And we hope you're listening to this. I know we'll be sending this to you directly once this gets mixed down. And Monday Night Brewing, shout out to Monday Night. Inner Voice, shout out to Inner Voice. Just the Pilsners were great. The IPAs were great. The Stouts were great. Every beer we had today was great. Today's just been a great day. Cheers to everybody in the New Year's. Creature Comforts, cheers to you. We're definitely going to be visiting you guys when we get there. Yuri was great. Arches Brewing, shout out to you guys as well. Didn't even know that you guys were on the map until today, which was really odd. But considering you're close to the Atlanta airport, it seems like that should have been something on our radar. But we'll definitely be visiting because Atlanta is only 3-4 hours away from us.
Yep.
And you guys are definitely on our trip as well. So we love you guys. Ale, we love you. If you like drinking beer, keep drinking beer. If you're not drinking beer, start drinking beer. If you've never had craft beer before, Atlanta's a great place to go. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Cheers.